Welcome back. We've had a little delay, but we're back now. Oh, that sounded fresh. Episode 15 of the No Rep podcast.
Question mark.
I am with Danny and Papa
That's
Ev.
good.
One of our fans called me Papa Ev and I loved it.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
He didn't put any spaces in it. It was just
Papa Ev.
Papa Ev. But because it's been a hot second, I mean, we have seen each other, but how are things? What's new?
Me. What's new? Things are good, man.
Yeah.
Like life is good. Enjoyed the heat wave a little bit. All of my animals were sick.
Oh shit.
At one point, if you've been following me on social media, you'll see that they all had like the donut of shame on. And it's a nightmare.
Rosie literally had the donut.
No, Rosie had the donut, Nell had the donut, like, big kind of Simpsons donut. And see, when it happens to one of them, it happens to them all. Like it's ridiculous.
They're okay now.
They are all okay now.
Yeah,
it's so funny because like I've got a wee kitten. Piper's a kitten, obviously, and we got her spayed, and then we put this wee like it's almost like a bodysuit on her, and it's like she just totally lost her personality. Obviously, like apart from like
the obvious hormone removal situation.
Yeah. But like she just slept and just like was so chill. So we were, oh my god, this is amazing. She was getting on with my fat cat. They hate each other, but they were friends. And then we'll take the bodysuit off of her. Turned into a nutcase again.
Oh really?
So I'm going to keep the bodysuit like.
This sounds all so familiar.
This is like,
it's exactly the same as yours.
Tilly literally becomes. She just becomes like
so limp,
and just you put it on her, sleeps, has like a 10-hour sleep, and then like kind of comes round like what the fuck.
Just speaking about sleep, actually, we ordered an Emma mattress. You heard the brand Emma?
No.
Unbelievable.
Right. Tell me more. Is this a sponsored post?
Is this a sponsored podcast by Emma? Yeah. And use Evmid PT for 10% off. And no, nothing crazy. It's just like I think like I've just always used like IKEA mattresses and stuff, and never really thought too much about it. You know how folk are always like, probably us as well. Like you need to get yourself a good mattress. Like, if you want a good night's sleep, you do. Like unbelievable.
What's different about that to like a regular thing? Because I sleep just fine on my current mattress.
So did I. Because it was, see, to quite fair, it was Amanda. She was like, when you get a king size mattress and all that, we're fine with the double. The king size is much better though.
Oh, it has to be king size. Definitely.
But
I'm surprised a boy that you can fit in a double.
Excuse me.
Because of the
you just fat shame me.
sheer amount of muscle mass that you've got. That's what he meant.
See the size of their shoulders.
That's what you meant, innit?
Aye.
Yeah,
okay.
I know. Class though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
What's happened with you?
With me, not much. Usual. But one thing, in fact, I'm going on holiday soon again. But back on the pajama thing with dogs, when Bear got his balls chopped off, we actually went to it was when we were buying baby stuff as well, or not far off buying baby stuff. I bought what they call baby grows, right? Chopped the kind of feet or the arms or whatever, chopped it up a little bit, and then put Bear in one of those, just because even with the cone on his head, he could still kind of get to it.
Yeah.
And then we've got a bigger cone, and then that was just like, as he was trying to get to it, it was like aggravating it. So we literally put him in a baby grow. So he was just cutting about in like a Yoda baby grow.
It's hilarious.
And it was really, really cute.
I've actually seen pictures of that.
There is pictures. I'll show you pictures.
See when Rosie became a lady. And I got this story mixed up on Saturday night. I told you this in the story, but I've obviously not told the listeners. Obviously, like they bleed and whatever. And instead of getting like a suit or anything, I just put a pair of my boxer shorts on her and duct taped it around her. She just walked around the house with these wee boxers on.
Hope they weren't the Calvins though.
They were not. They were Primark specials.
The Primark things, I know. But I had you round on Saturday for the UFC.
We did.
That was good. Well,
was good.
I hijacked your plans. You were meant to have people round, and I said no. Come to mine.
Well, you do have a child.
That is true.
And it made a lot more sense.
I know, that's true.
Sure,
she slept all the way through. Or loud noises.
Danny made her cry.
Every time. I don't know how she likes me.
She doesn't like you. She
Every
told me
time
when
I
you
like-
left, she went, that Danny.
And I get so excited and I'm like, it's me, baby Hattie. I'm sorry, Hattie. I'm sorry.
Started greeting. No, with guys, she tends to be a little bit like, oh, like even Katie's dad or my dad will hold her and then she'll start like
I don't
crying.
feel as bad.
Like,
She's never cried with me.
She hasn't cried with Papa Ev.
I think it's the beard, man. He
Potentially.
probably goes, Daddy's got a beard. This guy's got a beard.
Comforting. But
I've seen this guy in my house before.
With women, she's absolutely fine. And I don't know. So it just must be your weird face. She must be a little bit odd with. But UFC was good on Saturday, yeah?
Aye.
Did enjoy.
Always is.
I mean, in fact, it was good because it was probably better because it was actually on at a normal time
Aye.
rather than the card itself being like spectacular. Because there was a couple of decent fights, but it wasn't like
And there's obviously no good seeing Big Paul Craig get bit.
yeah.
Let's
Aye.
see that ever.
He didn't have the best performance of his career, and then obviously the main event wasn't the best thing ever.
That was
obviously.
unfortunate. Big Tom Aspinall.
I know.
Do we know what's happened to his knee?
I don't. Paul, do you know? No, I think it's.
Paul doesn't know.
I think it's. I think
It
it's
was
something
an
to do with his
MCL.
Is it his
MCL. I
MCL?
think it was. Well, that's what the doctor in the at the Octagon said.
Dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he wasn't rushing to hospital because he was having pints after it with
Yeah.
Molly McCann.
well, whatever happened,
There
they
you go.
fucked his shit up.
He did. He looked
Which is
sore.
unfortunate. Do you think they'll rematch before they
Yeah.
move
I don't
forward?
It depends where both
the
of
big
them are at
guy
in
was
their career.
raging.
I
See,
know.
it was it Curtis Blades?
Aye.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck's sake.
Aye.
I
They
know.
were together after fighting that as well. They had a drink.
Suppose he's going to be in a lot better shape to fight a lot sooner.
Well, this is the thing. So it depends where they're both at in their career. It depends how long Tom's going to take to get back. Depends where Blades end up. So you never know. No
On
doubt
that-
one day they'll probably run it back.
On that, we could touch on it just now.
We're talking about it.
Well, yeah, because we're
Yeah.
already talking about it. But one of the messages or one of the questions I got in my when I put up a question box for today's podcast was about Paddy Pimblett, and then after his very emphatic win, good words, potentially no,
Yeah.
no, we'll call it nah.
No.
We'll say no. It has to be a definite yes or definite no. But after his emphatic win, he obviously kind of got in front of the mic and had like a very powerful speech based on two things. One of them was like a kind of 4-year-old who died recently, and then one of
Really?
them was his
Baby Lee.
his friend that took his life on the Friday before the fight. Was it the Friday or the Thursday? A couple of days before the fight. And then his incredible message after the fact. So, like, the question was, what was our thoughts on that? And then there's a second part to that, is that why do we think there's a stigma behind men potentially speaking out?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your guys' thoughts on that?
With the, I don't see with the kind of stigma behind it, like, it's just mad because obviously guys are supposed to be strong and not talk about their feelings and whatever. And if I've had my own kind of, you have, and everyone has had their own kind of mental health struggles and stuff like over life, and it's only taken me to now to like really kind of be able to articulate and be okay with like chatting about how I feel, and like it's almost like you don't want to burden people with your problems, or you feel like you can't. Like, what do you think?
Yeah. When I was going through it, I can only give you my experience from when I was going through it. And
Yeah.
it was like, at the time when I was thinking things, I never thought MD would understand. So I didn't want to really bring it to light because I was like, these are thoughts that nobody else has. Why am I having these thoughts? So that was where my mindset was at. So it was almost like, well, why would I bring it to the table? And as you say, it's like, for me, it was like no wanting to burden people, no wanting to really like, again, I didn't want to look like
weak.
I wasn't a man. I didn't want to look weak. So for me, it was kind of like, right, first of all, nobody's going to really understand why I'm having these thoughts. Nobody has these thoughts. These on the right. I'll just keep them to myself. And then it was like, as well, I don't want to look so like I'm Danny, man. Like, I don't usually have, I don't have problems like this. Like, I don't have problems. I don't have problems. And it's almost like, I think maybe it's this whole stigma around men are meant to be tough, men are meant to be hard, men are meant to like have this kind of like persona and all the rest of it. And it's bullshit, lads. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of 100% open up, and Paddy hit the nail on the head. Like, when as soon as you started speaking to people, it get better. And it was when I started speaking to people, I get better. Do you know what I mean? Like, Ev was like the first person that actually probably spoke to about it, and it was instantly like, I had a greet and all the rest of it, I had a cry and all the rest of it, but brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Because look where I am now, and if I didn't have that conversation, if he probably didn't ask how I was feeling and what was happening, it wasn't just like a, how you doing, mate? Like everybody can ask how they're doing. Do you know what I mean?
I'm a
It
good
was
friend.
it was a proper probe, and then it was like, yep.
I think with your friends, that if you do have a good set of pals around you, which hopefully everybody does have, that your friends should know as well. Right? So I believe it's also your friends' responsibility and your friends' duty to, if
you
they feel that
notice
something's up,
aye.
to check up.
Yep.
Because to expect that everybody is going to be able to be strong enough to open up
Exactly.
is maybe the thing that should be talked about more, rather than like, you should speak when you have these types of thoughts, or you should open up to your friends or charities or whatever. But the simple fact of the matter is that's not always going to happen. We would love for that to happen, but that's not always going to happen. So I think there's a responsibility as well, being a friend, right, to use or to my pals, that if I feel that something's up with somebody, then it's my duty as a good friend to also ask and to probe and to pester until you get to the bottom of
which is a big part of it. You're not always going in, there's no always signs, there's no always like people put a front on and people be strong and smile, and you would think and you hear it a lot, and like I just from like family and whatever, like I always thought he was always like the happiest in the room, like he was always so you hear that a lot. So
that's how they mask it. That's like a defense
exactly
kind of mechanism.
So it does just like it is just obviously like people at Paddy be a big audience, and us we are not like not exactly the same audience as Paddy, but you know,
it's not far off in all honesty.
It's not far off. We've got an audience, do you know what I mean? So like I think it is shit. I think it starts with probably just sharing your experience if you have it. Do you know what I mean? And let people know that it's fine to talk.
Do you know what I actually had I talk my brain every episode.
I'm going to make a compilation.
Evan's took over for me, not being able to speak. This is great.
I was having an interesting conversation with a client yesterday who is kind of struggling with this sort of stuff, and a boy, and I was just kind of chatting to him about his options and stuff, and like I think it's perceived as well, like for a lot of guys in particular, like, and I'm not saying that I'm not a doctor or anything as well, but like medicating yourself is almost like failure, you know. And it's not, because see the thing is, see if you have like and again I'm not qualified to chat about this, I'm just speaking from experience and whatever, but like if you have like an imbalance or anything that's going on, like it's very, very difficult to kind of like sort that out yourself,
rationalize. You don't think too rational.
Yeah, so see if you just kind of, and I'm not saying again go and just fucking go on antidepressants or whatever like that, but sometimes you just need something to kind of balance yourself out, to take you to a place where you can make, or you can kind of deal with rational thoughts and whatever, or you can make rational thoughts. And
do you know what I also think, sorry for jumping in, Danny, but what I also think as well is that all these things work together like synonymously, right? Everything kind of works in synergistically. Everything's like that, right? For people watching on the YouTube, right? At the same time. And at the moments I've had my lowest mental sort of capacity, or my lowest kind of mental thoughts, is also the time when I've been at my lowest physically. And I feel like the times where I have physically been at my best, in my best shape, the fittest, the strongest, eating the best food, like it's allowed me to turn up as my best self in every other area in my life. It's allowed me to turn up well for Katie, for the dog, for the baby, for work, for the podcast, like all these things. When I wake up early, go out a walk, like prepare my food, like instantly it's put me in a better mindset. So like when people are struggling mentally, they're probably as well also struggling physically. So that when you mail coming flying through the door there, and so I feel like, I'm not saying it's a fix and it's a cure, that like if you just eat healthy and go to the gym and like look after yourself, that your mental thoughts are going to take care of them, but you put yourself in the best possible position to be able to do that. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like when one thing falls, other things can fall. So if one thing's good, you've got the potential for the other thing to be good as well, the physical and the mental. Do you know what I mean? And again, that's from my experience. That's what I've always done. If I'm feeling low, if I'm feeling shit, I know that like if I look after myself physically, then I've put myself in the best position possible to look after myself mentally as well.
No doubt. And this is when I think back to like just the time I was going through stuff, in my mind I felt lonely, right? So not just like alone, but lonely. So it almost feels like everybody was actually not really bothered with you. That's what it felt like. And I feel like this is maybe, I've heard that it's that is a common thing when you're going through stuff, that you do feel that you've not got anybody to speak to, and you do actually feel that nobody wants. I felt personally that nobody wanted to actually spend time with me. So I was like, I remember sitting in my room and I was like, wait, I've got nobody. And that's what it felt like when there was a million people out there that were mates and pals and people that I did have and would spend a second time with me, but because of the way I was, it was almost like I was putting people off and I was shining away from people and taking people.
Not reserve yourself, you remove yourself.
Remove myself, almost. But that's in your head. Do you know what I mean? So anybody listening that maybe that's in your head.
Oh, totally. But the thing is as well is like, see, unless you are like kind of keeping tabs on your pals, that people do all have like their own lives and stuff. This is how people like kind of fall under the radar, because like you might be thinking, all right, Danny's been a wee bit off recently. I'll give him a wee message, but then like something happens with the baby, or that you go out, you do something, and you kind of forget about the person that you kind of know is struggling. You just, I know they'll be all right, and that's why it's really important to actually see if you are thinking that somebody has been a wee bit off. Make sure you don't like hesitate to actually reach out to them, because it could be in that instant that they do something daft, or they spiral.
So can I ask why you reached out to me that day? What was like?
Good
I've not actually asked you this. Why? What was the reason?
I just noticed a kind of series of behaviours and stuff that weren't the normal you. And I know, I've known Danny for years, and I know what you're like, I know your energy, I know kind of how you are and stuff. And I just noticed recently, like, because obviously you went through a lot of stuff and then you completely flipped and tried to get into acting and whatever, and just kind of chatting to you, it felt strained a little bit, and it just like you weren't being your authentic self. So I knew, right, Danny's been a wee bit odd, so just reached out. Like, do you know what I mean? Asked the question. Like,
what was your thoughts? So when you were at that point, that was probably the lowest you'd maybe potentially been. I don't want to speak for you, but so when he reached out, what was your initial reaction before you even responded to him? What was your initial like?
Just try and put the conversation off as quick as I can.
Really?
Aye.
And what did you do?
I'm fine, mate. Aye. He didn't know of it.
That is the response everybody would give initially. So you said you're fine.
Yep. He then asked
him again. I was like, are you really?
Aye.
Or something to that effect.
Right.
And I almost felt like I couldn't get away from it.
Trapped.
So I was like, shit, I need to be honest here. And that was it.
And that's when you just kind of told a lot. Yep. That's good. See, this is the thing as well. People will ask, like, you all right, mate? I'm fine.
That was it. I'm fine.
Cool. You coming out this weekend?
Exactly.
We're going for pints?
Exactly. So, kudos to you, Ev. Kudos to Papa Ev. And that's a super important message. And I think as well that if at least one person takes anything away from this little segment that we spoke about here, is the fact that, you know, it's all well and good people saying, oh, reach out to your pals or like check in if they're okay, but as an actual fact that you have done it.
Do you know what? Awesome. It's awful that it takes for somebody like dying for the internet to go, oh, you need to reach out to your pals, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then people forget about it.
They do.
Do you know what I mean? So see, as soon as they it's almost like, and this is what I find, and I might be totally off of this, it's almost like a kind of a conscious thing, like as in their conscience, that they need to put that message out on social media so that other people know that I'm a good person, and I'm putting out this message and whatever. Obviously not everybody, but then as soon as they've posted that in the story, they kind of go back into their old ways. Do you actually reach out to people? Do you actually check in your friends? Like,
mate, it's the Love Island thing, right? The Love Island thing. 3 people that have been associated with that show have committed suicide, right? And then you've had the whole be kind, all that. Remember that took over? And it was all over, right? Now, since the dust has settled, all you'll see on Twitter or Instagram is, oh, this person's a cow, that person, I can't believe this, but I hate this person, blah, blah, blah. And then it's fucking back to square one again. So then what's going to happen? Is that person going to come out from Love Island, see all this hate that's been drawn towards them? Are they then going to kill themselves? Like, and then it's the whole be kind cycle again.
And it'll be the same people that are saying they were cows that are probably resharing.
100%. It's a similar sort of
dangerous
people. So even it's a mad point that you've made, and it's so true that why does it have to take for something like that to happen in order for people to fucking get their act together? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's I just find it mad. It's
just how social media is, isn't that now? Though, like, you can, because everyone is behind a screen, you feel that you can kind of say what you want, like, and without kind of maybe fully considering how people on the other end of that would react. But that's the thing as well. Like, you need to kind of, like, from probably more from a kind of maybe our perspective a bit, sometimes you do need to post things that are a bit on the edge of, is that okay to post to start a conversation? You know, so, but for Joe Blogs Public, who's just saying that Ekin-Su's a cow, like from Love Island or whatever, it's maybe slightly different. But
exactly. Like, I'll call people that are on Love Island losers, but that's like, I'm not singling out an individual and then attacking that individual for the type of person that they are. I'm just chatting shit, right? But there's a difference There's a difference between that. There's a difference between attacking someone personally for who they are and just generalizing people and just kind of making a kind of like tongue-in-cheek joke.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you said, Dan, it's those people that share the Be King post are the same people that share the hate towards a person for who they are. You know, it's mad.
Do you know what, see the thing with that as well is like, I think there can like my brain stopped working again. Every joke, so see if like you are going to say a joke, every joke needs to have a subject, and I think the world is a bit snowflakey with things being in, obviously we all think that here as well, but you can kind of go about it without like singling out somebody. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like my brain's kind of stopped.
No,
working.
I think I get what you mean.
I do get what you mean. I do get what you mean.
Ricky Gervais, it's basically Ricky Gervais, like very, very kind of on the edge of like his comedy and stuff. And I firmly think you can make jokes about anything, but
I think so.
like you may have taken offense, but like I didn't offer any.
Yeah,
you know,
that's on you if you took offense to something. I think like I am such a huge Ricky Gervais fan. Like I really
massive.
am.
I think he's great.
I love his style of comedy. I love what he has to offer. Same like Dave Chappelle. I love his style of comedy. I love what he has to offer. And I feel like the things that shouldn't be jokes make the best jokes.
Yeah. But that's the thing, they're jokes. And
Jokes.
This is the thing, they're jokes. But some people are actually just putting out things just to be nasty.
Yeah.
Like without actually thinking about what the other person's thinking. I think that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, there is.
I think Ricky Gervais is hilarious.
Yeah, it's fucking class. I only caught half of his new special that's on Netflix before Katie was like, I turn this off, I don't like it. And I was like, I fucking love it.
It's so see jokes that make you go, oh, you shouldn't be saying that.
You shouldn't be saying that. I mean, he cracks a lot of jokes about obviously religion. He cracks a lot of jokes about trans, and these are things that like apparently you're not meant to touch. You're not meant to touch that.
Do you not feel that in life in general, everyone just gets so serious, caught up in like invested in something that it becomes so like fucking hell, man, you just kind of tiptoe about and you're scared to do this and scared to say that, scared to look at somebody the wrong way. Do you know what I mean? So when you've got a room full of people or a guy or a girl who is just telling jokes that you're like, fucking hell, like actually why are people getting so serious and wound up about
a
stuff?
girl wouldn't be telling jokes, so I'm joking.
Speaking, you mentioned obviously the thing we're talking about just before this, might as well bring it up now because we're talking about Ricky Gervais and kind of trans and stuff about the rugby.
Oh yeah, go. Right, that's your
so
time,
just before we were literally just chatting about this like before we started recording and stuff. What was that? Did you see that?
I did see that.
Something flew in my mouth. And but basically in Australia, the Manly Sea Eagles, and if you actually remember further back, maybe if you're not a sports fan, you won't remember this, but there was a Australian rugby player, Israel Folau, that caused a massive uproar, a massive stir because he tweeted comments
about Instagram
post about like homosexuality or something like that, and because he's religious, like he said, it was bad.
Haram. He
Some,
didn't say it was haram, but yeah, he said it was. He said he doesn't like gay people. Put it that way.
Yeah,
right? He doesn't like gay people.
Right, and it caused this massive stir, and quite rightly so. And he like lost his contracts and whatever, and I think I ended up having to go play in Japan or something.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
I think he didn't play for a while. The Australian rugby bosses kind of said, nope, you're out. So he lost his contract with Australia Rugby. So he was playing for the Waratahs, I believe.
Maybe.
A team like that. And then I think he took a little bit of a sabbatical, started playing again, potentially in Japan. And now he's playing for Tonga.
Yeah.
Because he has Tongan roots. So he's now back playing. But carry on.
So in the news this week, there was a kind of uproar, and basically in the kind of NRL, which is National Rugby League in Australia, they do like themes for the weeks. So like you have like an Indigenous week and they'll wear like an Indigenous themed shirt. But they are doing a Pride week. So the teams are wearing like special jerseys with like the kind of rainbow flags and whatever on it. And basically the Manly Sea Eagles, I think they're called, they had 7 players like step down from playing because they didn't agree with the jerseys and stuff. Didn't agree
Of course,
with.
it was the Manly Sea Eagles. Out of any team that was to do it, it was the Manly Sea Eagles that were to drop out.
So on religious grounds and stuff, because it didn't agree with it, which is again, that's fine. That's their kind of prerogative.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the word?
I'd say that's the word.
Okay.
Is it fine?
But what my thoughts are on it?
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous. But that's just. I think it's absolutely mad.
Mm-hmm.
Are they within the right to remove themselves from playing because they don't want to support Pride Week?
I suppose. See, I suppose. Yes?
Mhm.
Question mark.
Yeah.
But also, you're getting paid to do a job.
Yeah.
Your job's not to like. But the thing is, as well, is I think the stadium is sponsored by an alcohol company.
This is your point, yeah.
And this is my point. And then the shirt sponsor was a gambling company.
Mhm.
But no, I'm not playing because of the gays,
Mhm.
because of like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you can't. So I think one of my problems with religion is people pick what bits they're all right with.
Yes.
It's people,
Correct.
but no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do this because I want to do that. I want to drink beer, but can't be gay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do you know? So I'm a bit
So
like,
then that's people using religion for their benefit.
yeah.
It's to suit
Using elements
it's to
of the
suit
religion.
their prerogative
Yep.
rather than the religion's.
Instead of just this is
prerogative.
what I like and this is what I don't like, or this is what I believe and this is what I don't believe
know.
in. That's my religion. So
I know. So it's mad. It's like you can. It's almost like people are being like half Christians or half Muslim or like.
Mhm.
I think, and this is just my take on it. I think, see, if you're going to follow a religion, you need to do it to the T. Otherwise, you can't say, "No, but God's real. This is real. That's real." But I'm not actually doing the things that you said because if it was real, you should be doing them all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying, and it's become from the fact that it's not to do with the religion, the fact that they're pulling out. It's to do with the fact that they're just like, what's the word for it?
Homophobic.
Homophobic. I nearly said homosexual. Maybe they are, and they're just scared to admit it.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But that's a wild situation.
yeah.
And I think
And
as
that's
well,
modern day kind of.
yeah, but the thing is as well, it's like obviously you've seen people protest in other capacities, like Colin Kaepernick. You know, he used to kneel during the national anthem because he didn't want to, because his message was he wanted to, not that he had anything against the national anthem or singing the national anthem, but it was his way of kind of generating awareness for police brutality in America. And the suggestion actually came from I think it was a former Navy SEAL or a former Army veteran Colin Kaepernick was talking to, and I believe he was going to do something else, and then this former Army veteran who Colin Kaepernick was talking to suggested that why don't you take a knee, because when soldiers are falling in war, that's what they do, they take a knee.
Yeah.
And then that's where that kind of whole thing started spiraling from, and then it kind of came into the Black Lives Matter kind of movement and stuff like that. So like you've seen these protests happen for potentially good reasons, and then maybe now the fact that these 7 rugby players in Australia have seen that happen and thought, well, we're going to make our own stand. But I think it's for the wrong reasons entirely, and they've just got the whole shit mixed up, and I think they're wrong. I don't think they should be allowed back to play, in all honesty. If they don't support Pride Week for 1 week, then you shouldn't really support playing rugby for a team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just
So we see the thing as well. Who's to say they've not got teammates?
they probably do.
Do you know what I
family
mean?
members?
They'll
and all
have
that.
they'll
family
guarantee
members,
they'll have
whatever.
teammates that are directly impacted by their stupidity. 100%.
Also, the fans
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
See, if you look at it from a very kind of like black and white perspective, it's a breach of contract. If you just went, I'm just not coming in to work today.
Are
Get
you
sacked.
unwell?
Yeah. Imagine
No, I'm
that.
fine.
Aye, absolutely.
I'm just not working today. Sorry, I don't feel like it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Did you get the dentist? No.
I know.
Well,
We've all got the dentist.
Aye, it's just
Speaking about the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, like,
yes.
what did you think about? Remember when all the football were taking a knee before every single match? What did you think on it? Did you think? My thoughts are, I think it kind of diluted the message eventually a little bit, because they weren't doing it because they wanted to. They were doing it because they were told to. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to say with that?
It did become. I felt like it did become that. I also felt like it was somewhat potentially necessary at the time when it first started. But I think as well, especially when it came with the black squares on people's Instagram posts and stuff like that, it's like if you didn't post a black square, you were a racist. Like you were like you like, why aren't you doing that? Like why aren't you? And it became more of a virtue signaling type protocol rather than
post a black square.
Yeah, rather than you fucking racist.
I hate the blacks.
But it's like it became a thing that like you said that you had to do rather than because what you wanted to do. And like whether you posted a black square or not has got no bearing on what you support, what you think and what you believe, and whether you take a knee or not has got no bearing, no support. Like it doesn't matter if you take a knee or not. And it became a whole thing in the news, like whether people did or didn't do it.
Do you know why I didn't? And I actually wrote this down to talk about it today as well, because I'm really against, and I'm fighting against them so much, trends. I hate that. Do you know, again, it goes back to that.
Why don't you dance on TikTok
people
and Reels?
just doing it like to show everyone else I'm not a racist. I'm not homophobic. Like, fuck you, man.
Aye, it's virtue signaling.
It's virtue signaling.
It's people trying to fit in to a crowd, and I'm saying, and doing it as well. There's nothing wrong with doing it. But people need to do it for the right reasons rather than the reasons. It's the same with the whole Paddy Pimblett situation, right? And when he shared his message and then there was posts that UFC had made and BBC Sport, like everybody made like a bit of coverage on it, and people were constantly sharing that because other people were constantly sharing that. Now, whether or not they truly believed in the message, right? That's another thing, and that's another discussion. But people like to hop on these trends and like to do these things, and not that it's wrong, these people sharing things, not that it's wrong that people share the black squares, but because you don't share them doesn't also mean that you're in the wrong.
No, of course not. Of course not. And I think as well, like if these people are sharing stuff, good, because obviously it's getting into more eyes. But as you say, is like they might just be sharing it for the sake of it, and it's like, come on, man.
See, the thing is as well, is to see like that one. If you like, my kind of thought on it is to see if you kind of truly believed like that thing, be it the black square or whatever, or wearing like something rainbow or whatever. Like one post about it really isn't enough if you're actually really behind it.
So this is my next question.
What do you mean? What do you mean? If I post a black square, that doesn't solve racism?
It doesn't solve racism.
So this is my next question. Do you feel any difference? Has anything changed since that? Is anything actually like...
And what in particular?
Anything in general? Because I know that obviously a lot of it came from America, right? A lot of it came from the fact that like police brutality in America is where it all stemmed from. Is anything actually like... And I guess you could only know statistically, has anything changed?
Yeah, how do you quantify?
I guess it's hard for us to be able to quantify that here because we don't have the numbers. So I don't really, in all honesty, I don't know. I don't know if it's...
I've not really heard, you don't really hear again about...
I don't know if
you kind of hear about
things.
it like...
And see, as well, again, like, we in particular probably wouldn't notice the difference because we are two white privileged males. So
yeah, I missed out the privilege part. Where is
that? But do you know what I mean?
Well, you look like Logic, and Logic is technically half black. Therefore,
wow.
What's up, bro?
What's up? I get in this, brothers.
I don't know whether or not this has made... Well, it made an impact. Whether it made a difference.
Yeah.
I feel like those are two different things. And I think the numbers will potentially kind of...
I suppose it's all really, at the end of the day, to kind of just start conversations about it.
Yeah.
So probably off the back of it, a lot of conversations were had, maybe.
So
awareness.
In essence, the fact that we are still talking about it now...
Is it?
It's been impactful.
It's, Well, there you go. We figured it out.
There we go. Yeah, we've solved racism.
We have solved the racism. Right.
Shout out, no red podcast.
I was going to say shout out racism.
No.
Don't really shout that out.
That's bad.
Don't take us back, Jordan. We'll progress there, mate.
Oh, fucking
We'll progress there.
Right. Wait, so we're talking about...
Do you have...
No, was I going to... You going to say...
No, you going to say it?
No, I was going to say a funny fact or a weird thing that no one knows about us. / a ground open up moment. Evan, take the wheel.
Oh, can I just say,
I don't know what this is going to be.
Be prepared, people.
So Evan,
listeners, be prepared.
So Evan and Danny drove in together. I drove in separately, and Evan was like, "Yeah, so we're going to bring this up in the podcast." And then Danny,
it's not because I want to
not
bring it
because he
up.
wants
It's
to,
because
just
it's
something to
funny.
talk about. But Danny was like, "You're not ready for this," so I was like, "Don't tell me until we're in here." So this is the first I'm hearing of it.
So like we're just kind of chatting about like weird like things like about you that like nobody knows, like kind of weird things like your body does or
Weird things that your body does,
or like just general stuff like that.
He's getting there. he was getting there. Like,
absolute, just kind of like, odd things that are quite funny. So I don't even know if I could say.
Yes,
It's not even that bad, right? But
if you don't, I will.
I know. See, every time I hear the noise of someone brushing their teeth, my nipples get hard. But not from a like I like it kind of way, but from a like see when somebody's like scratching plastic and it gives them the ick. I hate the noise. Like I cover my ears. Like I hate it.
How?
Right, so how many people like had to brush their teeth in front of him for him to then correlate? That's the 27th time that's happened, but also the 27th time my nipples have got hard.
Wait a minute.
Also, and see whenever I see blood, my hamstrings tingle. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Are you broken?
Again, how many times have you seen blood too?
Every time I see blood, right, my hamstrings tingle.
That's weird.
And the teeth brush, it's the noise goes through me.
Do you know what's funny as well? So obviously, like, I occasionally watch, like I'll get and just kind of see Ev's cats and stuff like that. And Pippa went into the room, and I ran in after, and there was a toothbrush, toothpaste, and like tassels. It fucking all makes sense. Jesus Christ!
Wait a minute.
Amanda's brushing her teeth. Evan's
So
getting.
See when you brush your own teeth, do your nipples get hard?
I hate the noise.
But do your nipples get hard when you brush your teeth?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
How did you find that out?
Do you use an
'Cause
electric
I don't know.
toothbrush?
One of the last things I do when I brush my teeth is also touch my nipples or notice them at all. Just talking about this, my
It's
nipples
just
are getting hard.
it's so weird. But you know what? Like, it's I don't know. It's just one of those funny things.
I'm not sure what to make of that.
It's so
shocking,
it's
isn't
so
it?
crazy, isn't it?
Do you use an electric toothbrush or no?
I have both.
Have you tried both out?
Yeah, I prefer the electric toothbrush.
Aye.
It doesn't really work with that.
See if you don't have an electric toothbrush, get a grip.
I know.
Get a
Aye.
grip.
Grow
Just
up.
get an grow up and get an electric toothbrush. Just spend the money and get one.
Yeah.
The best things ever.
And but I don't like the noise. It's so straight. Do you know what it's probably a bit like? See people that look at holes, like, and they have that is it tryptophobia?
Or something I seen. Yeah.
Something like that, and then like it gives them like the heebie-jeebies, and it's like goosebumps. It's kind of like goosebumps.
Aye.
That's kind of what it is.
Wow. I'm not quite sure where to go. Danny, do you have any weird thing or fun fact about you?
So I regularly, like, this is kind of like the ground should open up and you should fall in it type
Aye.
moments, right? I regularly have them, like every
Really?
year, multiple times, right? And the one that sticks out to me is like, I was getting a tattoo. I was getting this tattoo. See it, right? And the guy didn't speak much at all for that matter.
How
right?
many
It was
hours were you?
2 hours maybe.
A long time.
And like, there was maybe 4 or 5 words said, right? So I just I was quite tired. I was just kind of sitting there anyway. There wasn't much conversation happening. Yeah, that's you, mate. Right, cool. So I go out to the front, I pay my money, and then I'm side on, and I turn around, and I say, right, mate, I'll catch you later. And I cupped his chest twice, like, and he just looked at me and turned around and we walked away, and then he said it.
What do you mean he cupped his chest?
Like, I'll see you later, mate. And I just
Like, do it to me.
I just like twice, slow cups to his chest, and he just looked at me and turned around and walked away. And I just inside.
So
was
did
like,
you go for
what?
like the hand thing?
No, I was patting him for some reason. He was just standing looking at me
As if you're trying to
And
pat his
like,
shoulder
mate,
or something?
But I just like underneath his pec and just cupped it twice. Bump, bump. And he just looked at me, and I was and I just walked away, and like for the full way home just had a hot sweat in the back of my neck, and I was like, I cannot believe I just done that. But I do this all the time. Like, my barber Gavin, man, I'll shout out Gavin, Dapper Wolf, Hill Street, is it Hill Street? High Street? High Street. Anyway, I'll regularly go to shake his hand and do it wrong every time. So like, he'll go for that and I'll go for that. I'll go to do
I
a
hate
fist
that.
and I just can't get it right. And I'll pull him in for a cuddle and he wasn't expecting and all that and like knock him off balance. I'm like, why can't I just get it right? I do it all the
Do you
time.
know that actually gives me anxiety?
Right.
Aye.
See,
Do you want to know how you get over that? Right. Here's a tip. Right. How to never fuck up the handshake thing.
Go with that.
No.
And then that.
Right.
the early.
No.
No?
Well, you can go early, right? But see, whatever you're going to do, you do it with conviction. Because see, when you half at, see when you're in doubt, they're in doubt. Whereas if
Yeah.
I'm like that, what's happening? You know what's happening,
Yep.
right? If I'm going, all right, and you're like that, fuck. And then
Aye.
it's like a fucking game of,
I-
you need to do it with what's happening. What's
I
happening.
go for the early fist bump. Everyone's getting a fist bump.
Just-
Early bump. There you go. There you go. There you go.
You just know.
Because I
how it
hate
goes.
the whole. I also see people with limp handshakes. What the fuck's that all about?
But then
Why,
you don't need
why,
to
are
be,
you, why are you pinching my fingers like this?
but you don't need to be over zealous. See people that are like fucking like really want to like fucking shake your
You
hand.
see, I was.
See when people do that,
Aye.
that fucking does my nutting because I'm like, listen, mate, I can squeeze my hand really hard too. So like, what we're gonna do here? Just fucking squeeze each other's hands, or we're just gonna handshake?
So
normally?
I'll shake. You know the grip to give somebody, right?
Yeah.
I've got an uncle who he was raised on, like, I need to grip. You need to.
Why's your hand there?
I
So
know.
Why are you doing
It's-
that?
You
I'm
grip,
regular-
you grip a
every
hand, but
time
you grip
I
a penis.
aye, every time I see him, I'm like, I'm getting ready, man. I'm like, fucking hell, man. I need to like get blood in my hand and all that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting ready for this squeeze that will last about 3 seconds.
What about you? Do you have any?
Do you know what? I'm trying to think, and I actually don't. I think I've got a funny story actually.
Jordan's too perfect. That's
I am. I just don't fuck shit up. Well, when I was first, my first ever gym I joined,
Mhm.
right? My first ever gym I joined, it was fucking ages ago, and I was with my two mates, and there was this woman in the gym, right? And she was like in the middle of like a weights area gym, was dancing in the mirror, like she had like bells on. Don't say anything, right? Because right,
Yep.
right. But anyway, so she was dancing. Like I'm like 16 or 17, right? I'm like, what the fuck is this woman doing, right? Because you see people doing mad shit in the gym, but you don't see people actually fucking dancing, right? Bells on, headphones in,
Yep.
fucking going for it, man. Like no one's watching. First of all, I'm like, whoa, that's like mad. Second of all, I'm like, you're in my way, right? Third of all, there's dance studios, there's halls, there's where you can take classes that have mirrors, go there and do it. Anyway, there's lots of things going through my head. I went, this is just not what you do in a weight room. Anyway, on my BlackBerry, this is how long ago it was. I'm
Wow.
like that.
Wow.
Fucking
BBM, bro.
film that. Look what this fucking idiot's
oh
doing,
no,
right?
this is gone.
So I film it, right? Put it on my Facebook, get lots of laughs. Lots of laughs, 100 likes and all that. When you cracked 100 likes on Facebook, you were like the boy, right?
Yep.
So, mate, I'm getting all laughs in school and all that. I just did that video of Rosie yesterday. Turns out it was somebody in the year below's mum.
Oh, really?
Right?
Oh, no.
And I'm friends with her on Facebook.
Oh, no.
She shows her mum. Her mum phones the gym.
Oh, no.
Next time I'm in the barber's actually get my hair cut, right? And then I got a phone call and it's from an 01355 number. And I'm like, what the fuck is 01355? What? It's like, the only house number that should be phoning me, there's 01355, is my mom. And
Yeah.
I've got that saved. So I'm like, who is this? Normally if I see numbers that I don't know, I won't answer, even back then, right? So
But an
I
East
answered.
Bride number makes you
Exactly,
think,
makes
like,
you
why
think
is
like,
somebody
why
from East Bride
so I
phoning
answered
me?
it, and then it was the gym, and I'm like, hello, Mr. Green, and I'm like, I'm 17. Why
Mr.
is someone
Green?
Why is someone calling me Mr. Green?
I'm in trouble.
Right? I'm fucking 16, 17 years old, and then that's what's come to our attention that you have been filming in the gym. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, what? What do you mean? And they're like, yeah, it's come to our attention that such and such you filmed, said the person's name or whatever, and it goes against our policy, blah blah blah. We're gonna have to ban you from the gym for 3 months. And I'm like, okay. And then obviously this whole fucking awkward thing, wasn't allowed back in the gym, and then there was signs put up all over the gym. So my mate was still obviously continuing to go, and there was signs put up everywhere saying no phones, no filming, no this, no that, and it was fucking.
And it was
because
you.
of me. Aye, and that was like a moment where I found out it was like a person's mum that went to my school. I was just like, fuck.
Did you ever see the person again? Like
The person
the
dancing?
no,
No, actually.
or the
I
Aye,
said,
aye,
yeah.
she didn't go back to the gym because she was ridiculed.
No, but I mean, come on, man.
I know.
Like, I'm talking salsa dancing in a fucking
do you know
weights
what's
area.
funny? You would have learned from that. You'd have actually, although it was a dick thing to do,
It was 100% a dick thing to do. Like,
you would have
shouldn't-
learned from that and you wouldn't do that.
Exactly. You shouldn't film people in the gym doing
There's
stuff,
things in the gym
regardless
you
of how silly, right? You shouldn't do that.
No, you
That's
shouldn't.
Totally
but there's things you shouldn't do in a gym, like wear jeans. See people you see wear jeans in a gym, man.
Do you know? I feel like you've been waiting to bring that up.
No, I just kept my head there. I was thinking the things you shouldn't do in a gym, wear jeans. Because see, we used to see people come in and think they're cool with jeans on.
I've never seen MD wear jeans.
I have seen jeans.
Oh.
What's not cool in the
times.
gym, right?
Sunglasses.
What people? Yes, right. What's another thing, right? There's used to be a guy that did this in Everlast. He used to wear Timby boots.
Nah, it's not.
Timby
Man.
boots, training, leg press, Timby boots, and all that.
Guns that pedo.
Like he used to like. But the thing is, I just thought when I seen him before, I just thought, oh, he's obviously fucking finished work or something like that. Came back like he's like just going to train and credit to you, man. Like like some people just go up the road.
Aye.
Then he was in again and again, and I get deadlifting in Timby boots.
Do you know what bothers me to my core? See when somebody's been like they've got an office job or whatever, right? And then they go to work or whatever. They come to the gym after, but they forgot their gym shoes, so they come down the stairs in like work shoes, like actual
man.
dress shoes.
The jobby flickers, man.
Jobby flickers. Just go home, man. Just right off that session. Like,
I would rather you walked about in your socks.
yes.
I would rather you just went, you know what, I'm just gonna like deadlift today and squat today and just do it in my socks, and that will look normal.
Mm-hmm.
You'll look like a normal person, not like a fucking psychopath.
Absolutely
Doing a
crazy.
workout in fucking Timmy boots. Where you going? You going for a pee?
Really bad.
He's going for a pee.
Wrap that up there.
Or we could do, because we spoke about the work, we could talk about, you said, internalizing from work from home, the fallout, working from home, pandemic, environment change. Or we can talk about that next week.
Next week.
Okay. We will talk about this next week on the No Right podcast. That was fun. It was good to get back in.
Yeah.
We covered a lot.
What do you think, Danny?
Danny? It's so much better without him, isn't it?
Do you just have our own podcast?
I think we should. It's so much better without
I
him.
know. I feel smarter. Like,
Yeah. I feel like the weight has been lifted off my back from carrying the podcast.
My back's not sore anymore from carrying this fucking podcast.
Tune in next week. We'll talk about things and stuff. I've been Jordan. This has been Danny. And
Evan.
Papa Ev. See you later.
See you later.
Peace.